everybody. Welcome to Walnut Lodge, Walnut Location. This is Foundations, and this is week 7. So as you can see, I'm already on my mat, and we're just going to get going. So I want you to get down on your mat and put your arms in the Sphinx posture, elbows underneath your armpits, relax your shoulders, drop your head, and a couple big inhales into your upper back. Now just let your neck go. Try to feel the connections between the back of your neck and your upper back. Keep relaxing the shoulders. You can see them because this is this nice front view, squeezing in towards one another. Relax your spine. And then inhale, push up and through, exhale, release. Inhale, up and through, exhale. Inhale, up and through. On the exhale, shoulders towards your ears. Inhale, up and through, shoulder blades back. Exhale, shoulder blades release to the ears. Inhale, pull the blades back as you go up. Exhale, pull them up as you go down. Keep going. Inhale and exhale. Feel the circle of your shoulder blades. See it however you can see it. Those circles feel parallel to my spine. And I always just imagine they're like the force arm on an old-fashioned train. Back and forth, creating that circle. Let your head and neck just respond to the motion. And if you don't feel that circle, just keep going up and down and you'll get most of it anyways. But feel the inhale, open your back. Feel the exhale, release the chest. So on that inhale, really feel the shoulder blades open. Now on this next one, we're going to reverse. So keep your shoulders up to your ears. Push your spine up. Shoulder blades go down. Feel yourself undulate through. Inhale. Shoulders to your ears. Exhale. Shoulders down. Inhale. And then exhale. Feel the blades. Inhale. Exhale. Keep going. Inhale. Undulate through. Inhale. Feel that upper back, mid-back stretching. Exhale. Feel the chest going forward. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Up. Exhale. Release. Turn your head to your favorite side. Profile with the face. Feel the neck stretch. Couple big inhales really high in your shoulders. One more nice big inhale. And come on back to the center. Arms back in that Sphinx posture. Alright, so, in this class we're just going right at it. So, the beginning is pretty slow, just one little piece at a time. Alright, so inhale here, push your spine up. Keep that position. Knees together, pick your pelvis up, and then tuck under. Stay on your knees, and then get the pieces. Push your hands, elbows, push up through your shoulder blades. Feel your spine, and then feel the tailbone going through the legs, and pull the tailbone up to your rib cage. Now we hold these for a while, so you gotta breathe. So breathe up into your back. Inhale, exhale, pull your pubic bone up. Keep that stomach working. Keep pushing it up. Now, if you want, we're going to end this part with 5 little dip shrugs. So you're going to let your chest go down to the ground. Inhale, push it up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. 2 more, I lied. Exhale, down. Inhale, push. 1 more. Exhale, down. Inhale, push. And then release your pelvis and your ribs. Keep your chest lifted for just a couple seconds. Feel your sternum reach forward. Slide your hands forward. Keep your neck nice and long. Now press your feet into the floor and feel your tailbone reach towards your legs. So we're going to move our skeleton. Hands down, inhale. Pull your shoulder blades back. It'll feel like you're dragging your spine through your arms. Exhale, take your tailbone, reach it to your feet. Let your shoulder blades go to your ears. Just what we did. Inhale. Shoulder blades back. Exhale. Push long. Inhale. Shoulder blades back. Exhale. Tailbone leads the movement, pulling the spine back. Shoulders go up. Inhale. Pull with the arms. Exhale. Pull with your sit bones. Inhale. Pull with the arms. Exhale. Sit bones. Keep going, own timing. Try to feel the bones just going back and forth through this container. And as those bones go back and forth, what happens is they just loosen themselves from the muscles. So just imagine that. The skeleton is moving itself, and it needs space, it needs room. It doesn't want to be restricted, so it just starts letting go. The muscles just start letting go of the bones. As you move forward and back, just a couple more, make it easy. Use the breath. It's easy. It's just breathing and shoulder blades. Your stomach is already online because the stomach needs to pull up to exhale. The chest needs to reach forward to inhale on this. Just 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Here's the last one. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale, we stay. Press your feet, pull your quads, drive your sit bones. You're just extended a little bit. You're not looking forward. Your face is really looking towards the mat. Slide your hands back by your thighs, palms down. And we're in a cobra. So press your feet. Take your sit bones, push the sit bones towards your feet. Press your pubic bone into the floor. Same thing. Inhale, chest forward, blades down into the hands. Exhale, pull your tailbone to the floor. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, sit bones into the backs of your legs. Make it easy. Inhale, reach forward, but don't let go of your stomach. Keep pressing that pubic bone. Inhale, you breathe it forward. Exhale, your tailbone takes it back. Inhale, forward. Exhale. Inhale, forward. Exhale. Inhale, forward. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale. Then release. Turn your head to the other side. Profile. Let your neck stretch. Now, if you had a hard time keeping your feet on the floor there, it's because you are not pressing the sit bones into the legs enough. So we need that pelvis to tilt. The top edge of the pelvis tilts to the ceiling. The sit bones go towards the floor. So it's a posterior tilt. You want to feel like that cobra is coming out of the pelvis, and the pelvis is anchored. Couple more inhales here. Just relax completely. And then come on back to center. 1 more sphinx. Now we're going to go into the full plank. If you can't do the full plank, put your knees down. No big deal. We did the cobra before this one because we're going to try to get that same kind of movement forward and back in the middle of the posture. So we're going to keep the waist lifted and the sit bones driving down into the backs of the legs. Now the legs are going to be off the ground, but you're going to try to maintain the spine. I mean, we've been trying to do this all along. This is just a little bit of a different way to visualize it. All right. So press your spine up, and then pick up your tailbone. All right. Then take that tailbone and pull it towards your ribs. Back flattens out. Press into your hands. Push into your elbows. Feel your upper back lift. Now you can stay here if you want, or you can tuck your toes and stretch your legs. Now if your butt goes way up, come back down. Just straighten your legs. Push straight back, but keep the waist lifted. So what we're going to do, inhale, chest forward, blades back. Coming forward just a little bit. Exhale, lift the waist, take your sit bones into your legs. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pull. Keep the waist lifted. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pull. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lift and pull. Inhale, forward. Exhale, waist lift and pull. Inhale, forward. Exhale, just one more. Inhale, forward. Exhale. Knees down. This time we're going to just creep ourselves back. Knees open. Coming back into an extended child. If your legs don't like that, come up here on your elbows and drop your head. So you could be here or you could be back further. The main thing is that I want you to just squash into your sockets. Just squash in. Relax your knees. And then try to feel your breath from the base of your tailbone to the base of your neck. And then reach your hands forward, lift up. Coming into a table, just nice wide hands, down, elbows to the outside. Tuck your toes, pressing back, hips up. And then shift your weight to your right leg. So not really a down dog, just a little calf stretch. And a little bit of push through the hands. Keep the knees lifted. Keep pushing the heel. Release your neck. Shift your left leg. Push through. Kneecap lifts. Inhale, feel the forward. Exhale, feel the sit bone lift. So we kind of started this forward back thing today. So just kind of add that to this. Keep the postures alive by feeling the breath move through you. Couple more. And then press both heels. Lift your belly. And then take your tailbone forward to your face and let that lower you to that plank position. And then we're going to lift the tailbone and push back. So that's the inhale. Exhale, pull your tailbone, push away from your hands, feel the flat line, lift the tailbone, inhale, push back. Exhale, pull the tailbone, slowly, lower, inhale, tailbone lifts, push back, next release. Exhale, pull the tailbone. Flat line. Inhale. Reach your tailbone away from your ribs. 2 more. Exhale. Pull the tailbone. Down you go. Inhale. Lift it up. Last one. Exhale. Pull the tailbone. Stay right there. Shoulders over your hands. Mine were a little back. Stomach is lifted. Breathe. Push away from the ground. Keep lifting the waist. Dropping the tailbones. Couple more breaths. And knees down. Sit back. All right, so sitting back on your heels. Move back just a little bit. Sitting back on your heels. Can you do this? Some of you can't. So if you can't, come forward like this, and then just go back as far as you can. Just see how much your knees can bend. The other thing is, if you have a block or a cushion, you can use that to sit on. But we're just gonna sit here. All right, so for people that can do this, you know, it's like, no big deal. If you have any knee issues, this is not easy. So what we're doing is we're just letting the quads stretch a bit. We're letting the ankles extend. And whether you're here on a pillow or flat, they'll still be stretching. But you have to remember with these kind of stretches, we did this on the couch last week, you have to let the body be where it needs to be. So if this is too low, all you're going to do is just count the seconds, so you have to get out of this posture. It can be a bit uncomfortable, but you can't be in a place where it's painful. So just a couple more breaths here. And then we're gonna come forward, tuck your toes one more time, and then lift the sit bones, push back, knees go straight. So down dog, keep pushing away from your hands. Not gonna be here long, this is just to give the knees a break. Keep lifting the tailbone, reaching through your heels, and then come back down. All right. Moving to the side planks. All right, so come onto your side, elbow down. Gonna do the stretches again. I find these to be very helpful. All right, so stack yourself, hips, shoulders, ankles. First, relax that shoulder. So we didn't do as many dips today, but as that shoulder goes up to the ears, you know, that's why we start with that, the shoulder rolls in this class. Feel that, and then pull the blade down. Feel the neck extend. Feel the shoulder blade reach down towards the waist. And then again, release it. And then push it down. Now the thing with stretches is if you do them every week, you don't really need to do them that much. Like this for some people is absolutely nothing. So we're gonna come up onto the hand, make sure that you're to the side, release the shoulder first. Get a read on that. With the shoulder released, you feel more here in the upper armpit and the ribs. Make sure you're stacked because you want to roll back. Don't let yourself. Stay right on the side of your leg. So now pay attention to your shoulder blade. It's right up against your neck and your head. Now pull down. And as you pull down, the stretch will shift to your hip and your waist. So just stay there, breathing a little bit, feeling that side line. Pushing down. Pushing down. and then release all the way down. Take your lower arm, reach it back, put it on your shoulder, let your knees bend, let your head roll forward, and then feel that armpit and the underside of that right arm or the lower arm stretch. And then pull your shoulder blade down and just a couple breaths. My shoulders are always sore on Thursday because of the class on Wednesday night. But I like this stretch because it's positional. You're laying here nice and relaxed, and you can go from your head here to then just releasing forward with a little roll. It just makes it a little bit more. And you can breathe right into that armpit, and you can feel it because it's on the ground. So push the air into that armpit. And then let that go. Roll onto your back. And then we're just going to take a circle. So you're going to pull the arm, drag it to your hip. Use your armpit to pull it over your body. Reach it over your face. Let it go. Circle. Just to feel that range of motion. Make it easy. Use your armpit. Let it go here. Drag it. Next time it gets here, we're going to take it. This is the third round. Stop it right over your chest. Take your other arm and then pull that elbow towards your left shoulder. Feel the stretch across the back of this arm. Couple breaths. And let it go. Let it flop. Open the hand, and then we're just going to roll the arm in and out a couple times. Let it go. Roll to your side, and then we're going to come to the other side. So on the elbow, stack yourself, feet, knees, hips, shoulders, straight line, tailbone down. Now, let the shoulder go. Let your head go. Just feel like your head is resting on the shoulder. Feel that whole shoulder blade just pulling up into the, like past the armpit into your head. Now take the shoulder blade in the shoulder and press it down. Feel the blade go towards the waist. Extend through your neck. Keep the blade where it is. Keep working it down. And as you work it down, you should feel your chest go forward and up. So when we get to the side balance, this is the position, not this. So I use just this little movement here so that we can have something to refer to when we get up. All right, so let's go to the bigger stretch. Pull the hand in, still stack yourself. Make sure that you haven't rocked back. Let the shoulder go. Now, if you can't get up this high, that's fine. Breathe. I feel this in my ribs more today than here. Usually I feel it up higher. Today it's in my ribs. Why is that? I don't know. But I'm just going to breathe into it. Okay. Now, take that shoulder blade, pull it down. You'll go up a little higher. The stretch shifts down to your waist and your hip. Keep your neck nice and long. Breathe. Don't let your hips kick back. And then just feel that lower side stretch. Make sure you haven't rolled your hip back. You're still on the side of your leg. Keep pressing down. But keep breathing. Feeling like that breath is coming out the side of you. Any of you out there were in the therapeutic class on Monday. We did all of that work on the sideline. Well, here is where you really use it. All right. Slowly release yourself down. Slide out. Let the knees bend. Take your lower arm. Reach to your shoulder blade. And then roll the head forward. Let that armpit stretch. Big breaths into the armpit. Keep the blade pulling down. And release. Roll onto your back. And circle. Squeeze the armpit. Upper arm into the ribs. Use the chest to pull it across. And then let it circle. Drop it. Just easy drag it. Letting go in the middle of the joint. Squeeze it in and across. Drop it. This is the last one. Just squeezing it in. When it gets across from your chest, take your other arm and pull that elbow towards your other shoulder. Breathe into the back of the arm. Couple breaths. And just let that go. It's nice to just drop it. Spread your hand and then roll. Palm, back of the hand. Tilt the finger up and try. I can get almost all the way over here. Back of the hand. You're laying on your shoulder blade. You can feel a lot of this motion at the end there. Flip. Rotate, especially this one right here. And one more time. Flip, rotate, and palm, back of the hand, rotate. Release that, and roll back to the first side. All right, now when you set yourself up for this today, go to the back of your mat. Or not to the back, I'm to the back of my mat, but to the one side of your mat. All right, so we're gonna do the planks. We're gonna do this twice. And I'm gonna demonstrate the half plank the first time and the full plank the second time. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use what we worked on last week with the rollies. So we're going to go from side plank to full front plank to side plank on the other side. And then we'll come back. All right, so the thing about this is that you have to maintain this lift. So let's start by taking your tailbone reaching it towards your knees, pulling your pubic bone up to your waist. Relax the shoulder. Know that this is not right. Press down. Now push your hips up. All right, keep pushing down through the shoulder. So the thing about this middle position is that it's a regular plank, but we need to get there with the waist pushing to the ceiling, not the tailbone lifting to the ceiling. That's why we did the regular planks first. So just imagine the spine. We're going to rotate it towards the floor. So we're going to rotate the whole spine. I like to start with my tailbone. So we're going to rotate towards the floor, and as we rotate towards the floor, we're going to take our waist and lift it up. You can almost imagine somebody having a strap around your waist here. So we're going to lift up, rotate your spine, elbow down, right? Waist is up. Feel your sit bones. Now we're going to roll to the other side. We're going to take the right side, knees together, take the tailbone, lift the waist, up you go. Pushing down and through. Tailbone is reaching to your feet. Waist is lifting up. You can also feel like you're going up and over a pillow. So if you have a pillow, you can put it there. If not, you can just watch this later. So we're going to lift the stomach up, pubic bone to your rib cage. Now, we're going to start turning our spine with our tailbone. Lift your waist to the ceiling. Don't let your belly touch the pillow. Now we're going to roll the tailbone back here and come down. All right, now we're going to do it one more time. And this time you can repeat that, or you can go to the full plank. The main thing is going from side. You have to feel the scoop of the pelvis, the drop of the tailbone, so that when you arrive into that full face-on plank, your waist is higher than your sit bones, or at least that spine is in a straight line. All right, so one more time. This time, full plank. All right, now we'd like to have our feet stacked like we stacked our knees. So it's easy to stack the knees, harder to stack the feet. So when you get here, we're going to stack the feet, and when we roll to the center, you're going to try to put the feet right beside one another. I don't actually think you can see my feet. Just imagine my feet. How about that? No, let's see. Now you can see my feet. All right, I'm going to move up just a little bit more. All right, so let's give ourselves a little help with that left leg. So top leg, push your hips up, add your second leg. Here we go. So press up. Oops. On your elbow though. Press up. That's next week. Lift your waist. All right, now we're going to lift our stomach up. Tailbone goes down. Lift, up, 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 up. Tailbone down. Here's my pillow. And we're going to roll. Lift up, roll, push. Couple breaths here. Keep pushing up. Tailbone down. Pubic bone up. Pressing through your shoulders. Breathing. Couple more breaths. Now imagine that tailbone's going to roll. We're going to lift the waist to the ceiling. Lift. Roll. Tailbone down. Lift. Roll. Arm up. Couple breaths. Push. 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 One more time. You're just going to roll to the center. Lift the waist. Roll. Tailbone down. Knees down. Sit back. And just rest a second. Was that great? Yes. Right? Okay. All right. So we're on the front camera now? What?
I got fixed.
Okay.
Which way do you want it?
I'll just be front right now. So we're flipping back and forth a little bit with our cameras because sometimes the one freezes up. All right, so we're gonna go now to the rollies that we did last week. And I know we did these planks with this rolly thing before we did the rollies. So now what I want you to think about is we're gonna go through the spine movements, and then we're gonna go through the rollies without the big leg like we did last week. And then I want you to just feel the difference, and then we'll talk a little bit about, you know, kind of what that plank does. Or actually not what the plank does, but what the rolly does for the plank. All right, so stretch out on your belly. So the first time we use gravity. So pick up your left leg, cross it behind, and then just let it roll the spine over. Pick up the leg, cross it over. Feel yourself roll back center. Other way. Pick your leg up, cross it behind. Feel the rest of the body go. Pick up your leg, cross it over. One more time. Pick up the leg and go. Pick up the leg and feel leg, pelvis, waist, ribs, go. One more time, other side. Pick the leg up, feel pelvis, waist, ribs, shoulders, head. Pick up the leg, cross it over, feel the twist of it. All right. Now last week we tied our legs together to do this. Today we're just gonna keep our legs together and see if we can manage the rollies without the strap. What that strap does is just gives you something to push against. So today what we're gonna do, we're gonna get that nice straight spine, waist lifts, sit bones down, driving down into the backs of the legs. And then we're just gonna roll up onto that right side. So you're not gonna use your leg, you're not gonna use momentum. What you are gonna do is you're just gonna use the muscles of your back and your hip. And these will go pretty close to the spine, and it's just gonna try to pull you over onto your side. All right, the more we can activate the muscles closer to the spine and and the stomach, the more our rotations can happen easier. They'll happen easier because the movement will start close to the spine. What we just did is movement that starts at the ends of the body. What we're trying to do is we're trying to get an axial movement, a movement right now that just is at the axis, the spine, instead of the extremities. All right, so reach your hands forward. Now, take your sit bones, press them into the backs of your legs. Lift your stomach up so you feel that long back. And then just lift your legs up a little bit, interlace your fingers, and stretch forward. So we're going to roll onto our right side. You're going to try to lift your left side. So lift, pull, pull with the hip, and there you go. Onto your left side, or sorry, right side. Doesn't matter. Now you're holding that lower leg up. Your tailbone is reaching. We're just kind of bouncing on our side. And now you're going to slow motion roll back to center. So start reaching. Now you're going to hold yourself back with your top hip. Reach, reach, reach. Slow, 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 slow. Other side. Lift that right leg. Lift your right hip. Lift the left leg. Take your tailbone. Reach it down. Pull your stomach. The top hip is going to hold you back. So slow motion. Start rolling onto your belly. Hold with the hip. Slow motion. There we go. Now we're going to go back to the other side. Lift the left side. Lift it. I think I cheated a little bit there with my elbow. Take your tailbone. Roll it down. Couple breaths. You want to breathe because you want to figure out where you're breathing here. Keep your tailbone reaching, keep your belly lifted. You can't breathe down into your belly here. You can use your diaphragm, but you have to take the breath in the back, into the chest. All right, now holding with that left leg, holding with your top leg, slow, roll, slow, 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 and release. Pressing back. Into the sit. Into the sit. Let the knees relax into the sit. If you can't do this, grab your block, blanket, pillow. I'm going to sit here for just a minute. Letting the legs relax. And then let's slide back out onto our stomachs. Okay, so we're going to add one more thing to this today. And that is we're going to work on a bow. So last week at the end of class, we went to the couch and we worked kind of what's the camel on our shins, pushing our pelvis forward. You can kind of think of the bow as a camel on your belly. But basically we're going to reach our hands back and grab our feet. All right, now, some of you cannot do that. So what I want you to do first is just get a strap or a rope if you need it and flip it back over your feet. This is probably the hardest part. So I'm going to just flip it this way. I'm going to roll. And I'm going to have one on one side and then one on the other. Of course, you can make a loop. But that means you have to have a strap. So we're just going to have our ankles here. Take your hands back. Grab a hold. All right. So first thing I want you to do is take your tailbone and lift up. And know that this is wrong. Now take your tailbone and reach it down towards the floor, like down to the floor and up to the chest, just like we did in the plank exercise. All right, sit bones drive into the backs of your legs. Let that go. As you let it go and lift your tailbone, you don't feel any stretch in your quads. If you take your tailbone and reach it down, take the sit bones and squeeze it down, you should start feeling a stretch at the top of your hip, pretty much at the hip sockets. Now, it's the same position that we've been working the entire class. Everything horizontal has the same position. The problem with the bows is that people like to let their tailbone go. And now what's happening is I'm jamming into my low back. I'm jamming right into the lumbar sacral junction. You have to keep your sit bones pressing into the backs of your legs. Now what we're going to do here is we're just going to try to push our feet up to the ceiling. And your chest is going to come up. But I don't feel any pressure in my back because my tailbone is pressing into the backs of my legs and it's keeping that low back long. So just a couple more of these. and then release. Don't let go of the strap. These are hard. So if you feel like you're not making much progress, or if you can't get your legs off the ground, that's okay. The most important thing is that we keep our tailbone driving down. So we're going to do that one more time. Take your sit bones, push them into the backs of your legs. Feel that stretch happen in the front of the legs. Now you're going to keep that, keep squeezing your butt down, and we're just going to try to straighten our legs. Couple breaths into the chest. Push your legs. Push your legs. You're trying to straighten your legs. It's not a big motion for me. I have a super lousy position. It's still worth it. One more. And release. Press back this time. Child pose. Go back as far as you can. Now, I'm going to be here. I'm just going to talk. This is a really excellent exercise. It's an excellent posture. It does a whole lot for you, especially if you do a lot of sitting. So even if this is not good, what you think isn't good, you're super far away from your legs. Next week we'll try to grab our ankles. It doesn't matter. What matters in all of these is that you have learned how to take your pelvis into a posterior tilt with a support from the stomach. Everything that we've done today is the same thing in different orientations. All right. Coming back to your stomach one more time. All right. Now, for those of us that have tight quads, tight hip flexors, this particular posture is really hard. So we're going to do just one little thing today that you can do during the week, and it will help. So you can get a block, or a pillow works well. You're going to put it underneath your knee, just one knee. So I'm going to put this underneath my knee. So my thigh is already, so I'm laying on my one thigh, and then my left leg is kind of extended upward. So my knee's off the ground a couple inches. Now what'll happen here is if you're just relaxing, you feel it right here in your back on that side. So I want you to take your sit bone and tuck it, all right? Squeeze waist up. Now, bend your knee a bit. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna push your knee into that bolster or pillow or block. And as you do that, your hip will lift a little bit, all right? What we're trying to do is activate the front of your leg. You can do it with straight leg. It's just easier with the bent leg because you can direct it more. So take that knee and push it down. Push it down and you'll feel your pelvis lift. Now make sure you're tucking your sit bone on that side. You know, my back isn't flat, but it's not arched. Keep pressing, pressing, pressing. And then let go. Do it again. This is basically PNF stretching. So what we're going to do is we're going to work the part that we want to stretch. So we're going to work in the opposite direction. We'd like to stretch our hip and our thigh here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work our hip and our thigh for a little bit and see if we can get over the clamping, the stretch reflex. So we're going to bend this down, push that knee, pull your stomach, and then we're going to hold for like 7 counts. Push that knee down, keep taking that left sit bone, driving it into the back of the leg. So all of my weight on that side is pushing into the pillow, keeping the pelvis working, keeping the pelvis working, and release. So I have a little bit more motion in the hip at this point, just a little bit, just little pieces at a time. Now, you can also wrap a strap around this. We'll do that next week. But for right now, I just want you to get this little bit here. It's super useful for all kinds of things. All right, so how do you know if you got anywhere? Well, on that side, when I released it, I didn't have as much pull in my low back there. All right, so here, other knee, push it, lift your waist, tuck your tailbone. You can see this side a little bit better. You can see my sit bone reaching into the back of my leg. Keep pulling your guts up, pushing that leg. Feel like your quad and your hip are working. Keep pushing down, tucking under. Couple more breaths. And release. Let that go. Breathe into your back. Just a couple breaths because we're going to do just one more. Bend the knee. Push that knee first. Take that sit bone on that left side. Squeeze it in. Push down. Keep tucking under. Push into that leg. Into the leg. Isolate the hip. It's hard. We're working hip flexor and quad on that side. Hip flexor and quad. And of course your stomach is working. Sometimes I feel like my stomach is working more than anything. Keep tucking under. You have to really tuck under to feel it. Couple more breaths. And release it down. All right. Roll it a bit. And then move that. So let's bend our knees and come down and see how far away our feet are. Can you grab them? If not, get your strap and go back to what we did before. We're just going to do one round. Now you can see my tailbone is lifting up here. Now, drive your sit bones down into the backs of your legs. I'm just going for the stretch in the front of my hip. Keep pressing your pubic bone into the ground, pressing the sit bones into the backs of the legs. Take your feet, push back, lift the chest. 5 breaths. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release. Roll onto your back. Bend the knees. Arms to the side. So that worked and stretched the front of the quads, the back of the leg. Not a whole lot different than what we did on the couch last week except for the push. Next week I'll combine both of those. Right now we're just going to take our foot, cross it over, right leg over the left, and we're going to just drop to the left into a nice twist to end. So just, if the knee goes down, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Just kind of hang somewhere in between. Breathing into your belly and your chest. Slowly roll back center. Release your foot. Left leg cross over and drop to the right. And relax in the twist. Maybe this one's better from the front, James. So they could see how I'm just not all the way over on either side.
For a second, they didn't really see this one.
Okay. And slowly release back. Stretch the legs long. Corpse. And breathe. Slowly reach, inhale, roll to your right side, and press yourself up to sitting. All right, everybody. So if you can, just practice that hip work. There's a lot of fun places to go with the bows. All right. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for being there. We completely appreciate our students. It's nice to know that you're out there so that I'm not just teaching to no one. Namaste. Enjoy the sunshine.